Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first bullet journal video on this channel. I wanted to show you my 2020 sort of yearly spreads and habit trackers. So first off, this lovely bullet journal is by an Etsy shop called Little Bird Singing, and the sticker is from Girl and Cat Studio. I really like both of these things. I went with kind of a space theme this year. And I also really super love this sticker. It's a really good reminder for all of us. So here's the very first page. It was saved on my secret Pinterest board of bullet journal ideas since forever, but I really like sort of the space theme. And for this, I used a combination of watercolor brush pens and these Stabilo fine liner pens. As you can see, it does kind of bleed through a little bit. It's entirely my fault. The seller who I bought the journal from takes pains to print her invoice slips on the same weight of paper that she puts into her journals, and it even says on the slip to test any pens that you're not sure about, and if it bleeds through then it will in the journal. I did not see this because I was so excited I just jumped straight in, so that's entirely my fault. So first up, you can see some bleed through here again. There's unfortunately not loads that I could do about that. So this is just kind of like a quick year at a glance and sort of a year at a glance events. This is kind of big stuff that I have to plan around. So my sort of daily 9 to 5 is a different creative business that I also do events for. So I have to kind of plan around those in my schedule so that you can see some of them kind of in here, along with, you know, some birthdays and concerts that I already have tickets for, conferences that I've already purchased tickets for, and events I would like to attend, like BookCon in London in May. So then here on this page, which is the opposite side to my year at a glance, this is kind of like a self-publishing slash other creative business, sort of just like theme planner, like overarching goals that need to happen in those months. You can also see that I made a big line down here on accident with one of the pens because I was trying to do this while I was sitting on the couch, which, to be honest, not my best plan. So this month in January, I've got big stuff going on with my other creative business that's going to take up a lot of my time, as well as launching this channel. So welcome. Obviously, please do like and subscribe, etc. So there's other things in here I have noted in when I want to like run competitions on social media, and like I said on the other one, like on like events that need to be planned around, and then sort of big things as the year goes on. This here's my goals page. It's a different goal spread than I've done in the past. In the past, I've sort of just written them all down. But I really like this sort of web way of organizing and sort of dialing down into each different thing. So up here I have like a little heart. So that's like for, you know, for my relationship. You know, we want to go on some more day trips. We'd like to visit Helsinki in Finland. We'd like to have more date nights. This here is getting a little bit better at cooking. I'd like to cook all of the recipes in the book Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, which I never stop talking about. For reading, here's my terrible book icon. I should have just drawn it like an open book. I had some too much faith in my drawing skills there. I'd like to read 30 books this year, and I'd also like to organize my bookshelf, which is an incredible disaster at the moment. Down here with this little sort of brain cloud, it's stuff that's going to help me in my self-publishing journal journey. So like doing more research, learning more, and then health over here is like, you know, doing a bit more strength training, like eating a bit better, some music stuff. Over here, some yarn goals for my crafting, and then up here with this little pen icon, it will be my writing. As you can see, that's got more than anything else. It's going to be, I hope, a big year for all of the writing stuff. It's going to be the first year that I'm publishing a book. I'm hoping to publish 2, and it's going to be a really steep learning curve, I think. So I'd like to publish books 1 and 2. I'd like to write book 3. I don't think that that will get published this year. As I said a few minutes ago, I'd like to go to BookCon in London, and I'd also like to get better about posting on social media. So over here I have just like a to-do, and these are all of the stuff in the journal is from like deep stationery stash, so I unfortunately can't tell you where I got it from because I don't actually know. It's stuff I've had at least a year. So this is a to-do page, and these are sticky notes, so when I do the stuff that's on the sticky note, I can just pull it off and start a new one. And this is stuff that's not necessarily related to social events or, you know, things that necessarily need to be planned. This is stuff kind of like, I need to remember to replace the light bulbs in the kitchen, and I need to, you know, do a recycling run and that kind of thing. Over here, this is going to be where I log all of the books that I read this year. You'll see it's empty. I've not finished any books yet. I am reading several at the minute though. So I've just used some kind of cute space themed washi tape, and I'll just draw the books over on top of that as I finish them. So over here, as I said, I have another creative business, and that creative business is hand-dyed yarn. So as such, I do a lot of knitting and crochet, probably is not as much as I should, but so I have these little yarn balls here, and I'll fill these in with projects. Last year I did a spread, and it was super cute, and it was like a laundry line and where you would draw in what you'd finished when you'd finished it, and I did the first 2, and then when I went back to look at the end of my 2019 bullet journal, I realized that I didn't put anything else in there, and then I couldn't actually remember what I'd made. So I decided that I needed to go with something a lot simpler this year that will just require me writing in what I finished, when I finished it, and probably the yarn that I used and the pattern. So over here, using some more fun space themed washi tape. This is kind of a timeline without necessarily, you know, hard dates or anything, but this is like a timeline of how things are going to have to happen this year with regards to self-publishing. I've noticed there's not tons of resources for indie authors or people who self-publish with regards to bullet journal spreads, so I'm kind of hacking things together from things that I've used for other reasons in the past. So as you can see here, I kind of go through saying I need to complete drafts, I need to get cover art, you know, formatting, so on and so forth, until at the end of the year when I'm hoping to be finishing the draft of book 3 of this series. So as I just said, I've not found tons of spreads that are specific for indie authors, and certainly not stuff that goes in a way that I would necessarily work well with. So I sort of hacked this together. As you can see over here in the green, there's 3 identical pages for the 3 books I plan to be working on this year. So like the title of the book, so the first book I'm going to be publishing is called Deus Ex Mechanic. And I have 2 little boxes, so like one to have say it's like in progress and the other to say it's done. So because this book is almost ready to go, the draft, revision, edits, beta reading, editor, and proofing has all been done, and now before it gets published, it needs cover art and some promotion, and I need to have the layouts done for both ebook and print. It needs to get uploaded, launched, and then promoted. So I've done that 3 times for the 3 books I'll be working on this year. The second book, the first draft, is in progress. I'm hoping that it will be done by the end of the month, at the end of January 2020. I'm hoping the first draft will be done. It does not have a title yet though. It has kind of a working title, but I'm not sure if I like it. And the third book, it's basically been planned, but it definitely doesn't have a title, and the draft hasn't been started. So I try not to get too extra with my bullet journal spreads because I know that I won't keep up with it. But I do tend to spend a little bit more time on my monthly spreads because it's a time for me to take a little bit of time at the end of the previous month to sit down and really think about what I need and want to accomplish in the following month. So it kind of encourages me to sit down and take a bit more time to think about everything that I'd like to accomplish. So here I've used some washi tape, and this is just like a postcard size, no, it's bigger than postcard. I think it was like an A5 sheet of watercolor paper. because I knew that if I tried to watercolor directly onto this paper that it would make the sheets a little bit crinkly. So staying with the space theme, so it's January, I have 2 launches for my other business and an event for my other business. I want to complete that draft. I have a collaboration for my other business and my author reveal, which by the time you see this might be done. It's either done or it's going to be happening in real short order. And so then I have a small calendar here where I note important events. They are sort of grayed out here, but so yeah, just like a small little calendar so that I can note important things. But I really like how this page turned out. And these watercolors, they were just simple, like one of the small 12 color Winsor Newton watercolor sets. So over here I have my author reveal, which is a big project that I've been working on. So like all of the prep that has to go into it. So signing up for MailChimp, signing up for YouTube with the new channel, which you're watching this on. Updating my website, which is a thing that I never do, like recording and uploading these videos, which is what I'm doing right now. So social, like getting images and everything, and getting a new profile picture, which is something I haven't done yet. And then over here, this is kind of an example of what I think my weekly spreads for this year are going to look like. I don't tend to do a lot of variation with my weekly spreads. I try to keep it pretty consistent because at the end of a week, you know, on a Sunday night when I'm prepping my bullet journal for the next week, sometimes I don't have a lot of time. So it needs to say something like fairly consistent. And I also wanted a 1 week spread that would fit onto 1 page. So this is for January 6th through 12th because it's the first week that I'm actually like doing things. And I have a bunch of tasks here for my other business, and I've got my writing goal to reach 80,000 words. And I've got kind of things written down every day that will need to get done if I want to achieve my goals for this week. And then over here I have a really small compact habit tracker. So this is just reading, writing, doing stuff for my yarning, and then self-care as well. And then this square on the side here is for the weekend. So as you can see, I did watercolor straight onto the page with this, and the page did get a little bit crinkly, which again is my own fault. I knew that it was going to do that, but I thought, oh, well, maybe if I just like put it between a heavy book at night, it'll be okay. So it's kind of okay, but I don't think that I will do the watercolors again. I think I will use colored pencils. So that's all that I have for right now. That is so far my 2020 bullet journal spread for self-publishing, indie author publishing, and I'm really excited to see how this helps me achieve everything that I want to this year.